Have you ever wondered how scammers keep coming up with new tricks to deceive older adults? Each day, they exploit trust, patience, and good hearts with schemes that appear frighteningly real. And the danger is growing. In this video, we'll uncover 5 of the latest scams targeting older adults, each one more deceptive than the last. From fake phone calls to sophisticated online traps, these schemes are designed to catch you off guard. You'll want to stay until the very end because the final scam may be the most shocking, and knowing it could protect you or someone you love from devastating financial loss. Let's get started with the first, the tech support scam. This is one of the fastest spreading and most dangerous scams preying on seniors today. It targets those who may not feel as confident with modern technology, using fear and urgency to pressure quick decisions that often lead to serious financial harm. It usually begins with a sudden jolt, a phone call from someone claiming to be a tech support agent or a pop-up on your computer screen flashing urgent warnings. The goal? To create panic and push you into handing over money or sensitive information before you have time to think clearly. These alarming messages often claim your computer is infected with a dangerous virus, your bank account has been compromised, or that your device is seconds away from a catastrophic failure unless you act immediately. That urgency is the scammer's sharpest weapon. When panic sets in, it's natural to trust whoever appears calm, professional, and ready with a quick fix. The person on the other end of the call or behind the pop-up often sounds convincing. They may claim to represent Microsoft, Apple, or a trusted antivirus company, sprinkling in technical jargon to sound legitimate. Step by step, they'll guide you through what seems like a routine fix, asking you to download software or grant remote access to your computer. That's when the real danger begins. Once they gain access, they can see everything: emails, saved passwords, banking details, and more. From there, the harm is almost limitless, from identity theft to drained bank accounts. Some scammers take it further by charging for fake services. They'll demand a service fee for their so-called repairs, usually through untraceable methods like gift cards, cryptocurrency, or wire transfers. Once the money is sent, it's nearly impossible to get it back. What might start as a $50 or $100 fee can quickly spiral. Scammers invent new issues that require additional payments, and before long, victims lose hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Sadly, many older adults only realize what happened long after the money is gone. Take Harold, a 78-year-old retiree. He was browsing the news on his laptop when a pop-up appeared, warning him his bank account had been hacked. The message urged Harold to call a toll-free number right away. Shaken, he dialed and was greeted by a polite, professional-sounding man who claimed to be a technician from a major tech company. The caller guided Harold to download a program that granted remote access to his computer. Within minutes, the scammer was moving files around, creating the illusion of repairing a problem that didn't exist. Harold was then told he needed to pay a $200 fee to secure his account. Trusting the urgency, he followed instructions and paid with a gift card. A week later, he discovered over $1,500 had been withdrawn from his bank account without his knowledge. His story is a sobering reminder that even cautious people can fall prey to these highly trained con artists. And the damage goes beyond money. Many older adults feel deep embarrassment or shame afterward, often staying silent out of fear of being judged. But the only real protection comes from recognizing the red flags and talking openly about them. If you ever get an unexpected call or pop-up warning that your computer is in danger, stop and think. Companies like Microsoft or Apple will never contact you out of the blue with threats or demand urgent payments through gift cards. If a pop-up insists you call a number, close it immediately using Alt plus F4 on a PC or Command plus W on a Mac. Then run a scan with antivirus software you've installed yourself. Seniors who learn about these scams not only protect their own finances and personal data, but also become advocates for others. Sharing stories, whether the scam attempt worked or not, helps break the stigma and encourages more people to stay alert. Each conversation about these experiences is a step toward keeping someone else safe. By staying informed, questioning unsolicited offers, and verifying claims through trusted sources, you safeguard both your financial security and peace of mind. Another fast-growing scheme targeting older adults involves Medicare and health insurance. These scams prey on the importance of healthcare for seniors. Often, it starts with a phone call from someone pretending to be a representative of Medicare, Social Security, or a private insurance provider. They may use official-sounding titles, mention specific programs, or even reference partial personal information like your Medicare or Social Security number, data often stolen through breaches. This makes their pitch seem even more convincing. Their tactics exploit a senior's natural concern about keeping access to healthcare. Scammers may claim you're eligible for new benefits such as free medical equipment, discounted prescriptions, or complimentary screenings. Others may threaten that your Medicare coverage could be canceled unless you provide personal details right away. The urgency in these calls is no accident. Scammers tap into the deep fear of losing access to essential healthcare services. For seniors who rely on Medicare, that fear can quickly override caution, making them more likely to comply without asking questions. The real aim of these scams is to steal sensitive information, your Medicare number, Social Security number, or bank account details, or to sign you up for fraudulent services with hefty charges. These charges often show up on your Medicare account or are billed directly to you for equipment or services you never requested and never received. In some cases, the stolen information is used for full-blown identity theft, opening accounts or filing medical claims in your name. Take the example of Margaret, an 81-year-old widow living on a fixed income. She got a call from someone pretending to be a Medicare representative, offering her a free diabetes monitor. The caller already knew her name and address, which made the offer sound legitimate. All Margaret had to do was confirm her Medicare number and date of birth. Trusting the caller, she gave out the information. Within days, boxes of unrequested medical supplies appeared at her home, while her Medicare account was billed thousands of dollars. By the time Margaret realized what had happened, the damage was already severe, and it took months of effort to dispute the fraudulent charges. 0810. These scams are particularly effective because they exploit trust in authority figures and institutions. Seniors who often grew up in an era when government agencies were seen as inherently trustworthy may feel inclined to cooperate with someone claiming to represent Medicare. Additionally, the promise of free or low-cost healthcare is especially tempting for those managing chronic conditions or multiple prescriptions where costs can add up quickly. 0835. Scammers craft their language to sound official and reassuring, lowering victims' defenses and encouraging them to act without hesitation. To protect yourself, remember this critical fact. Medicare and legitimate health insurance providers will never contact you unsolicited to request personal information or pressure you into immediate action. 0854. They do not call to verify account details, threaten to cancel your coverage, or offer free equipment without a documented medical need. If you receive such a call, hang up immediately. To verify any concerns about your benefits, use the official Medicare contact number 1-800-MEDICARE. Print it on your card or visit the official website at medicare.gov. 0915. Never trust contact information provided by an unsolicited caller or email. Number 3. Online shopping and delivery scams. The rise of online shopping has brought unprecedented convenience, especially for seniors who may face mobility challenges or prefer the ease of ordering from home. However, this convenience has also opened the door to a new wave of scams that exploit the trust and excitement associated with online purchases. These scams, ranging from fake websites to deceptive ads and fraudulent delivery notices, are spreading fast, designed to steal money, personal data, or both. Online shopping scams often begin with an irresistible offer. Maybe it's a steep discount on clothes, electronics, or home goods you've been eyeing. Clicking the ad leads to a professional-looking site, complete with polished images, glowing reviews, and even a checkout page with a lock icon. But after entering your payment details, the product never arrives. Sometimes the site vanishes completely, leaving scammers with your credit card number, billing address, and other sensitive information. A similar scheme is the delivery scam. You might get a text or email saying, "Your package couldn't be delivered due to an incorrect address. Click here to reschedule." These messages often look official, using logos from FedEx, UPS, or Amazon. But the link takes you to a fraudulent page built to steal your information or install malware on your device. Take Robert, a 72-year-old retiree who loved gardening. He came across a site offering premium gardening tools at half the price of his local store. Convinced it was a bargain, he placed an order, only to realize later he had handed his payment details to scammers, and the tools never arrived. The website looked convincing, with polished product descriptions, vibrant photos, and glowing 5-star reviews. Tempted by the deal, Robert spent $150 on tools. But weeks went by with no delivery. When he tried reaching customer service, the phone number was disconnected, and emails bounced back. Things got worse when Robert noticed over $800 in unauthorized charges on his credit card. The site was nothing more than a front for scammers who used his payment details for fraudulent purchases. Delivery scams can be just as dangerous, feeding on the excitement of expecting a package. Seniors waiting on prescriptions, gifts, or household essentials are especially vulnerable. A message claiming a delivery problem creates urgency, making it easy to act without thinking, especially if you're expecting something important. Scammers know this and design their messages to push you into clicking before you've had time to verify. To protect yourself, treat online offers with the same caution as you would a stranger at your door. If a deal looks too good to be true, it likely is. Always verify websites by checking reviews on trusted platforms, confirming the URL begins with HTTPS, and making sure real contact details exist. For delivery notices, never click on links in unsolicited texts or emails. Instead, track packages directly through the retailer or shipping company using the tracking number from your order confirmation. Staying vigilant and double-checking before you act can help you enjoy the convenience of online shopping without falling victim to these scams. Share these tips with friends and family, so together you can build a network of informed consumers who shop safely and with confidence. Number 4. Romance and companionship scams. Among the most emotionally devastating scams targeting seniors are those that exploit the universal human need for connection and affection. These schemes are especially cruel because they prey on loneliness, something many older adults experience after losing a spouse or living far from loved ones. Scammers use flattery, false affection, and carefully crafted stories to build trust over time, only to later betray that trust for financial gain. It often begins with an unexpected message on social media, an online dating site, or even through email or text. The scammer presents themselves as warm, empathetic, and attentive, carefully shaping their persona to match the interests of their target. They may claim to be a widower, a retired professional, or someone who shares hobbies like gardening, travel, or even a love of classic literature. Early conversations often feel genuine, filled with kind words, thoughtful questions, and a willingness to listen. The scammer may share photos, send small gifts, or call regularly, all to build the illusion of a caring relationship. Over weeks or months, this steady connection lays the groundwork for the deception. Once the victim feels emotionally invested, the scammer introduces a heartbreaking story designed to stir sympathy. They might claim to be stranded overseas after a failed business deal, facing an urgent medical emergency, or trying to support a family member in crisis. Because of the bond already formed, the victim feels compelled to step in and help. Requests for money usually start small, perhaps a few $100s for a ticket or a hospital bill, but they escalate as new emergencies arise. Many victims send money repeatedly, believing they are helping someone who truly cares for them. Take the painful case of Eleanor, a 74-year-old widow from a small town. After losing her husband of 50 years, She joined a social media group to stay connected and share memories. Soon, she received a message from a man claiming to be a retired military officer overseas. He was attentive, charming, and seemed to understand her grief, even sharing stories of his own loss. Over 2 months of daily messages, Eleanor began to feel a renewed sense of companionship. Then, the man claimed he was stranded overseas, unable to access his bank account because of a bureaucratic issue. He asked Eleanor for $500 to cover travel expenses, assuring her he would repay once home. Trusting their bond, she sent the money. Soon after, the requests escalated. $1,100 for a medical procedure, $2,000 for legal fees, until Eleanor had sent more than $10,000. When the man suddenly stopped responding, Eleanor realized she had been deceived. She was left not only financially drained, but emotionally devastated. The cruelty of romance scams lies in their double blow. They steal money while shattering trust. Many seniors feel deep shame and embarrassment, often hiding their experience from family or friends out of fear of judgment. This silence can worsen the emotional toll, making it even harder to seek support or open up to genuine connections later on. In some cases, victims cling to hope, believing the scammer's affection was real despite the red flags. Protecting yourself begins with spotting warning signs. Be wary of anyone who quickly expresses love or affection online, especially if you've never met in person. Scammers usually have endless excuses for avoiding face-to-face meetings, claiming they are overseas, tied to remote work, or facing personal crises. And above all, never send money, no matter how compelling the story or how small the request may seem. Legitimate romantic partners or friends do not ask for financial help early in a relationship, especially through untraceable methods like wire transfers, gift cards, or cryptocurrency. To protect yourself, follow a few practical steps. Verify their identity. Use reverse image searches to see if their profile pictures are stolen from somewhere else. Ask specific questions about their background and cross-check their answers with publicly available information. Set firm boundaries. Never share personal details like your address or financial information with someone you haven't met in person. And involve people you trust. Talk about new online relationships with family or friends, because an outside perspective can reveal red flags you might overlook. Scammers often push for secrecy to maintain control. That's why it's safer to use reputable dating platforms with strong security measures and report any suspicious profiles right away. Staying cautious doesn't mean avoiding meaningful connections. It means protecting yourself while seeking them. Sharing what you know, even if you haven't been scammed, helps others recognize these tricks and stay vigilant. Now let's move to the 5th major threat: investment and prize scams. These are among the oldest yet still effective, preying on the hope for quick financial security or unexpected rewards. Seniors are often targeted because many are focused on protecting their retirement savings or leaving a legacy for their families. Noble goals that scammers exploit without hesitation. Investment scams usually begin with an unexpected call, email, or online ad promoting a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It might be an exclusive stock, a booming real estate deal, a cryptocurrency venture, or a high-yield bond promising guaranteed returns far above the market. The pitch is always urgent and persuasive, stressing that the offer is time-sensitive and available only to a select few. Scammers may claim insider knowledge or cite fake endorsements from so-called experts to sound convincing. In reality, the investment either doesn't exist or is completely worthless, created only to drain victims' money. Prize scams work in much the same way, preying on the excitement of winning something big. Victims may receive a call, letter, or email claiming they've won a lottery, sweepstakes, luxury vacation, or cash prize. Everything looks official, complete with logos, claim numbers, and fine print. But there's always a catch. To claim the prize, victims must pay upfront fees for taxes, processing, or shipping. These payments, often requested via wire transfer or gift cards, are the real goal. Once paid, the prize never arrives, and the scammer vanishes. Consider the case of Frank, a 69-year-old grandfather who occasionally bought lottery tickets as a harmless pastime. One day, Frank received a call from a polished voice claiming he had won a $500,000 international lottery. The caller gave him a badge number, a reference code, and even promised to mail official documents. All Frank had to do was send $3,000 to cover international tax fees. Thrilled at the thought of such a windfall, Frank wired the money as instructed. Weeks went by, but no prize ever arrived, and the number he had been given was disconnected. Heartbroken, he realized he had not only lost his savings, but also the dream of helping his grandchildren with college expenses. These scams are so effective because they prey on powerful emotions, hope for financial relief, and fear of missing out. Scammers create a false sense of urgency, insisting victims act immediately without seeking advice. Phrases like, "This deal is only available for 24 hours," or "Don't tell anyone until it's finalized," are designed to isolate their targets. That isolation is key, because once victims talk to a trusted family member, friend, or financial advisor, the flaws in the scam quickly surface. The truth is, real investments always involve some risk, and no legitimate opportunity can promise guaranteed returns without it. Similarly, real lotteries and contests never ask winners to pay fees up front to claim a prize. To protect yourself, pause and verify. If an offer sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Take time to research the company or contest using trusted sources like the Better Business Bureau or official government websites. Before investing, consult a licensed financial advisor or banker. For prize claims, always contact the organization directly with verified information, not what a caller or email provides. And remember, legitimate opportunities don't vanish if you take time to think. Be cautious of anyone who insists on secrecy or immediate action. Never send money through wire transfers, gift cards, or cryptocurrency, as these are nearly impossible to recover. By spotting red flags early and staying cautious, you can protect your finances and avoid the emotional damage scams can cause. Share this knowledge with your community, whether at senior centers, family gatherings, or online groups. Awareness and skepticism are your strongest shields in preserving your dignity, your peace of mind, and your hard-earned savings. As we close, think about the 5 scams we've uncovered: tech support, health insurance, online shopping, romance, and investment scams. Each reveals just how clever scammers can be, but also how powerful knowledge is in keeping yourself safe. Awareness is your shield, guarding not just your money but your identity and confidence. I'd love to hear from you. What's one lesson you'll apply today to protect yourself? Share your thoughts in the comments. Wishing you good health, happiness, and peace. And remember to subscribe to my channel, Healthy Aging Blueprint, for more helpful guidance.